Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Sledge here and my little brother, so Williams
Hello,
himself.
everyone.
Sweetest
Welcome,
Williams in the
welcome.
West.
Glad to be back with y'all. Glad you are joining us. Glad you are here today. Hope you are healthy, your family are healthy, and everything's going just fine.
Amen to that. Look how my brother welcome you guys.
All
Now,
right, now
for
good
that
night.
good welcome, you should be seeing coffee and stars. Let me pin my coffee leaf here, and I'm going to put the that's the WhatsApp number. Okay, so there's the WhatsApp number. Hopefully that's going through. And here is the, hold on. Hold on, guys. That looks about right. Now there is the buy me a coffee link. And guys, you can do stars on He First Loved Us and To the Point on Facebook or Super Thanks on YouTube. Now, with that being said, are you guys ready for some more tidbits on raising a child in this here day and this here era and God's promises for these children? I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, we're never alone. We're never alone. We have the village that was created by the Most High. We
Never,
have each
never alone.
other.
Every
We're
time you
never
turn
alone.
around, Sweet Lips is right there. You're never alone. Never, never. I'm there for you. I'm there for you.
That's right. When you turn your head, whoop, whoop, Sweet Lips gonna be right there.
I'm right there.
That's it. That's it. You just come in the chat or send an email.
I'm
Sweet
right
Lips will
there.
be there. He'll be right there.
That's right.
But
Turn around. Look underneath the covers. I'm right there.
somebody come and get him. Someone please come and get him. And while you are at it, you call my mother and tell her what her son
Hey,
is doing.
hey, that's the love Sweet Leaves has for you. Get up in the morning, make a cup of coffee. I'm right there. You know what I mean? I'm there all the time. I'm there. That's the love I have for you. That's the love I have. That's the love we share. I'm there for you at all times. I'm there.
So,
Start your
with
car.
that being
I'm there.
said,
It's like,
if he is there, let me tell you
I'm here
something.
for you. I'm
Do
here
not
for you.
call me complaining.
Hey, I'm here
If
for you.
you let him in and he's there under the
That's,
blanket at your table, sitting on the couch,
yeah,
do
that's the
not
love
call
I
me.
have for you. I have that love for you that I'm there when you need me. Sweet Lips is there. Yeah, I'm there. Hey, this is what I do. I'm there for you.
Oh my God, somebody get him, please, because he is not wrapped tight. But I'm telling you, if you need him there, I guess he'll be there. Be there or be square, however
Yeah,
you want to put it. But
hey,
again, just do not call me because at the end of the day, you let him in.
there you go.
I don't have the kind of brother that be scaling up walls and climbing fire escapes and all of that. If
Nope.
he is there, you have allowed him in, and he is your responsibility.
Yep. I came right to the front door. Right to the front. Right to the front door. I'm there.
Guys, you gotta love him. You gotta love
Hey,
him. You gotta
got
love
to.
him. You gotta
Got
love him.
If
Because
y'all
let
ain't
me
got this
tell
sense
you,
of humor, then you ain't got nothing. If y'all ain't got this sense of humor, you ain't got
oh,
nothing.
he's still
Sweet
turning
Lips
on
don't
y'all.
told you. I am there for you. You go grocery shopping, I got your bags. You know what I mean? Whatever you need. You know what I mean? There's a plumbing leak in the shower. I'm there. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. Sweet Lips the plumber. That's me.
Oh my God, let me hit live on here. You guys are on your own. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. But
Hey,
there was some help that was offered. So do not ever say that he's done nothing for you when all he did was try.
hey, you know what I mean? Hey,
Oh my goodness, guys, why me? Why
counseling,
me?
counseling to
Why
help
me?
any which way I can, any which way I can. Couples counseling, call on Sweet Lips. You know what I mean? You know, hey, three blind mice, they all fit in one area. Why can't Sweet Lips and hey, your loved one need help? Sweet Lips is right there. I'm there to help. That's me. I
Again,
counsel people.
whatever you have let him in from, that is your business. Do
This
not complain
what
to me
you get. You
because
see these lips, you get sweet lips
get it,
coming
brother, get
to
it.
your door.
Hey,
You
hey,
get sweet
hey,
lips
hey,
knocking
hey,
at your door.
hey.
That is
Knock, knock,
this.
knock.
Yep.
Knock, knock, knock. You ain't knocking on heaven's door. You're knocking on Sweetness' door.
You think carpet cleaner? It's me. It's me. That's me. You know what I mean? No need. Sweet lips. That's it.
That's it. Do you do bed warmings or no?
Oh yeah, I do bed warmings. I set that
Again,
bed
if
on
you let
fire.
him in, that
I
is
set
on
your
you.
bed on fire. Don't get me. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
If you and your kids didn't have a problem, you're going to have one now. But like he was going over there to help them out with their kids, and he ended up a stepfather or uncle. Oh my God, guys! I am telling you, if you don't have a little brother like Sweet Lips, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't have this type of little brother,
Hey, it's the love
something's
from the
wrong.
heart. It's the love from the heart. It's the sense of humor, and it's this cute face right here. See, look right there. Look right there. Look right there. Now remember that. See, when you see this face, and you laying in the bed saying, "What can I do to get help? I need someone to ease my mind, someone to I can talk to." You open your eyes, bam! I'm right there. I'm right there. I'm looking down at you. What you need, what you need. Talk to me. Talk to me. That's me. That's me. No problem. No problem at all.
Again, if you do not have your own Sweet Lips, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And all I can say is that I don't know whose house he is going to do all of this. But let me go ahead and make a public service announcement. When the one that he sleeps next to asks for him back, I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Don't worry
You
about her. She understands the journey that Sweet Lips goes on. She understands Sweet Lips got to go out there and counsel. She understands. She understands.
well, let me mind my business. Let me mind my business. All I can say is from my mouth to your ears, I don't know who, but you will have to give him back.
Oh yeah, and my counseling is not free. You gotta know how to cook. It ain't free. You gotta know how to cook. I need food. You gotta feed the brain. You know what I mean? Order from you gotta feed here for everything to come out here. You know what I mean? I can't talk good if I don't eat good. So you gotta feed me. And if you can't cook, don't call on Sweet Lips. Don't be doing that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And Fruit Loops don't count. I can tell you that now.
And so now that the truth is out,
Yeah,
it
I'm just
goes
saying.
back to that old saying, nothing in life is free.
Yeah, hey, you got to know how to cook, throw down some meal or something. And I ain't talking
Oh
about no
my
hot dogs or
God.
nothing like that either. I don't be doing none of that.
We disappear for a minute. We'll be right back. Don't worry about it. But
Do
Hey guys,
we
again,
ain't hear from nobody yet. All this talking and nobody sent us nothing.
they are coming.
Who sent
They'll be
anything?
coming
Anybody?
around the mountain. When they come,
Anybody sent
they'll
anything?
be coming. I don't see anything. But we going
So
we look we hear. See,
there's
Sweet
no
Lips said
comments. All this
that.
good talking, nobody commented on nothing.
Could you give them some time? I told you,
Even check the
Nightmare
comments,
said
sister.
that
Sister, check the comments. They got to be some
uh,
comments in there. Sweet Lips is on the roll. There got to be some comments in there. You got to check the comments, sister. There's got to be
Latoya
some
said
comments. Who said what?
Latoya Mendoza said she ain't responding. Latoya said, I'm here.
Oh, that's little butterfly.
And there is Latoya, if you can put some like and love, not the bed on fire. She
Oh
said, if I'm rolling my eyes any harder, they're going to roll out my head. What's happening?
Okay. Okay.
Sweet Lips is on it. Sweet Lips is being Sweet Lips. I don't told them, if y'all don't have a little brother like Sweet Lips, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You're missing out. Why do I feel like I'm dark and I'm not though?
You're not. I bring the joy. I bring the joy.
All righty. So let's get this show here on the road. And I didn't even see Latoya's. Okay, there it goes. Now, so guys, we have been talking to you guys about children and how hard it is.
Yeah.
Let me give you another Proverbs. And this is for the women. I gave the men. So let me just do one for the woman. Honor your father and your mother so that you may live long in the land of the Lord your God is giving you. Exodus 20, verse 12. So now, where I'm going to read from, this is called Parenting in the 21st Century. It's a full-time job. Now, these commandments that I give you today are to be on your heart. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down, when you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Write them on the door frames of your houses and on your gates. Deuteronomy 6, verse 6 through 9. Now,
Deuteronomy. You said Deuteronomy?
Deuteronomy 6,
Okay.
6 through 9.
I just asked. You got to get the name right.
Okay. And so, good evening, Cassandra. Good evening. She's in there. Blessings to you all as well, Cassandra. So, when you are parenting your children in the ways of God, you want His truth to really stick with them. But just telling your kids the gospel story and hoping that it stick isn't enough. Deuteronomy says that teaching your kids is a round the clock job at home and on the road, in the morning and at night, in plain sight where you see it every day. This means that teaching your children how to love God is a whole life process. Don't just relegate it to family Bible, church, or study time on Sunday mornings. Parenting your kids to know and love Jesus is something you never stop doing. So, if we do it according to Deuteronomy, that is something day in and day out. You know what? It almost sounds as if you should be putting this in front of them as much as you put in ABCs and 1, 2, 3s.
But how? Okay. Yeah. Suppose, I mean, I understand that, but suppose there are parents out there that just don't know about that. So how do they supposed
This
to
is
teach?
why we're bringing it to them. This is why we're helping them. We're helping them. We're bringing it to them. Putting the Bible, because Latoya said putting what in front of them? The Bible.
But some people are just not okay. Let's talk about those that are and those that not into church, and I mean, let's keep it real here. That's why we
Right.
here, to the point 101. That's us here. We talk about it. We give it to you the real. There's some people that's just not there with that at all.
Right. Some are not. But see, that's what we're trying to explain to them now is that if you raise your children in the way of the Lord, what Christ is their foundation, then
But
they're
you can
more
still raise,
likely.
but you can raise your kids in a still proper way without going, teaching the
You
word of the
can.
Bible. How about raise your
You
kid
can.
just from the right and wrong alone? Like it was once said, we all have that Bible in us because when we are born, raised, we know right from wrong. There you go, right there. You know what to do and
We
what
don't
not to
know
do.
right from wrong. We honestly don't know right from wrong. We
We
don't
know
know
not
it.
to steal. We know when we steal, that's wrong. You know what I mean? We know when we lie, that's wrong. So we know right from wrong. We just choose
No,
to
we
go
see,
the
we
way.
don't know. The reason why we don't know right from wrong is that we're being taught to lie and we're being taught to steal. That's what it says. Whatever is being taught is being taught by the parent. So a lot of them, they're being taught to lie, they're being taught to steal because that is their way of life. But I think when you put, when you add the Bible to it, and they start to see all those who have suffered, um, you know what I mean, and then all those who have gained mercy and praises, you know what I mean, they have someone else to look up to except you that's telling them the lies. That
Right.
is
But
deceiving
ain't there
them.
two sides to that though?
It is two
Because
sides too.
sometimes I look at it this way. Because even with me, as old as I am now, don't need to say, but the Bible, no matter what, how inside out you read it, can be so confusing.
It can be confusing, and it is because what
It's
I have
like,
learned from the Bible and what I know now, what I've learned is not the truth, and I come to know it. But so if I had to, okay, like when I was raising my two, there were things that I knew about the Bible, but I was not fully dedicated to it, and really I didn't need it to raise them. You know what I mean? I didn't need it.
because
Some people need it.
here's the thing. The reason why you didn't need it, because see, you raised them and taught them the right and wrong. And then you raised them in the way that you felt was the proper that fitted you in your household. And it turned out
Right.
perfectly.
But see, I used some of the Bible. I used some. You know what I mean? I was not as dedicated as I am now, but I used some. I did.
Here's
There
also
were
with the
things
Bible.
that I did rely on, or that I just prayed for.
But think about it this way too. Also, the Bible also, when you read it, and some people say the Bible said, okay, you shouldn't discipline your kids and hit your kids and all that. But okay, it says that, and some people say you shouldn't punish your kids in that way. As far as I remember growing up, if you went to Catholic school, them nuns lit you up with that ruler. I don't remember them saying don't use it. They will light you up with that ruler.
Let me tell you something. Marcus went to a Catholic school. He was one of the ones. He went to Catholic school, Toy went to a Catholic school. No, let me back that up. When Marcus was in a Christian school, he did not share. And they took him in the office and they paddled him
That's what I'm saying.
because
So
he did not share.
I don't get it because it's the
But let
same
me tell
in
you how I
Catholic
did.
schools the
I
same way.
just didn't agree with it, and I pulled him out because I just didn't agree. If he did not share a toy with another student, even if you just took it away and said you can't have it back because you did not share, but to take him and paddle him because he did not share, I did not agree, and I pulled him out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like the Bible, when you read it says one thing, but I know definitely from when it comes Catholics, I've been there, Catholic school, they actually discipline the kid. They actually spank your kid.
That's why they spanking them back. No, let me just say, it should not be. Latoya said, but you can read the Bible front to back, but your actions aren't that with the Lord. And that is true. But if you read it from front to back and you learn how to rely on what it is that you are reading, you tend to do things differently. Like to me, people have this misconception of spare the rod, spoil the child. That means that every time your child does something that you should be going upside your child's head. And then
No,
that to me is not
yeah,
what it is.
I don't agree with that in a lot of. I mean, hey, didn't they have stoning back in the day too?
Let me tell you something.
I
If
mean,
you read the book of Deuteronomy, by the time I was done reading the book of Deuteronomy, where I am reading this scripture from, I was so confused. I was like, you have a commandment from God saying that if someone stole something from you, that you had a right to cut off their hands. You had commandments from God that was saying, right, that you can stone someone, that, all these, uh, to me, crimes. Basically, I was like, at one point or another, this was an angry God, because why would you tell people that if your neighbor slept with your wife, then you had a right to stone him, or compel him, take his life,
what
unlive
they
him?
do back then,
Like,
what they
wow.
burning witches because they was different than everybody else and
But this
burning.
is what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
The book of Deuteronomy, there's no way the people today would be committing the crimes that they are committing if they honestly went into the Old Testament and brought back some of those laws. But I always thought this is an angry God. Like, God is an angry God. So he had to be angry. Let me read this. Cassandra said those rules is in the Old Testament when Jesus came and it changed. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They would never survive it. Latoya said people need the Bible, yes, but what they really need is Big Mama and the village. They don't
that's
need Big Mama, because Big Mama, you not playing no games with Big Mama.
yeah, but see, there
Cassandra
you
said my
go.
daughter was at Catholic school, but when she went, she wasn't doing the discipline. And Latoya said the Bible says spare the rod, spoil the child. But the Bible says spare the rod, spoil the child, but it does not say to whoop your kid. I
It's
just read
almost the
that
same. Spare the rod.
yesterday.
The
No,
rod is it's almost the same.
no, no, that's not. We just read that yesterday. That's not what that means. It isn't what it means. And that's why I said there's a lot of misconception.
Unless it
People have
means get
their
your
own
child a stick while you're talking to
interpretation,
them.
and that is why we are sharing today. But yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Cassandra. The old laws, these people cannot and would not be able to survive them.
How about raising your child the way you see fit? And let's
I don't
hope
think.
it turns out in the most decent way, because that's basically like all you can do. Because here's the thing, and we all know parenting don't come with no book. So you just
It
do the
doesn't. It does not.
you do the
And
best you can to teach them right from wrong, to teach them, you just do the best that you can.
you do the best that you can, but you know what I mean. Trying to just raise a child off of corporal punishment is never going to be the way, because they become so angry and all they know how to do is handle situations with their hands. Toy said, I'm sorry, but some kids and certain situations require Mike Tyson knockout to take place.
There you go. There you go. There
That
you
is
go.
called child abuse. But
No,
let's read. Let's
now keep it real here, because and I said that. Remember, I said yesterday, some kids may need a little extra. Some kids,
no, right. They may need a little extra, but then there is such thing as going overboard.
yes, there are such things as going
There's such
overboard.
thing as really going.
When you feel yourself going overboard with your child, you can't handle your child, then that's when you give them a sandwich and something to drink, and then you just place them at the door, you know what I mean? Or the child protective service or something like that, and then here you go. So this way, It's out of my hands. I ain't got nothing to worry about.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. That's where the village come in. Because right now, the village we have back then is not the village we have now. The village
Oh
we
no.
had back then, you know what I mean? To me, even their type of discipline was a little too harsh because, you know, it's bad enough if I suck my teeth or said cuss word. I have my own parents popping me in the mouth, but you, the neighbor, keep your hands off of me. You know what I mean? That was the village that raised a kid. Now, these villages, right now, if you think that somebody disciplining your kid, no, they done snatched them to the door through the door, essay them, put them back outside the door. You know what I mean? And so the care and really the love that was displayed back then when it was the village, when we were coming up, is not what these people are doing now. Now everybody else is out for self. They're out for self. Cassandra says she did the best she can and we all turned out okay. She said, my mother was 14 years old when she had me. By the time she was 25, she had 4 kids. She did the best. God bless her. Latoya said, they cutting corners upset about how their kids is acting, but not taking accountability for the lack of parenting they do. Right. The school and the TV is not responsible for race. Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's totally different. And so what we are doing is we're doing a lot of research and we're bringing fresh new ideas. We're bringing fresh, but as you can see, then we have our differences also. And then some of our people here in the comment section, they have
Because
differences
discipline,
also.
discipline always the key. But here's the thing. Let me throw it out here to my people out there, that's listening to us. What do you do with a child that's out of control, disrespectful, and I mean disrespectful to you in your own household and anyone else in your house, any adult I don't care how much you talk to them. I don't care how much you discipline them in a way that you didn't spank them just by, letting them know this and that. And they're still disrespectful to you. They go to school, they're disrespectful. How do you handle a kid like that? Are you supposed to keep talking to them or you go upside their head after a while?
No, I just feel like this. If a child is that disrespectful in their home, then you have to take a look at you because they're watching. Wait, they're watching you. And so if you are disrespectful and continuously cussing your child out, talking down to them, going upside their head, you have taught them that this was the right thing to do.
But hold up. But you can have some kids that'll be disrespectful, meaning they wasn't taught that. Disrespectful meaning the things that they do and say. Now here's a key that happens. They learn all that outside the home. Just like, for instance, like when we grew up, I knew nothing about cursing until I went to school. And I heard kids cursing the way they curse. And I was like, what? I mean, you got kids that learn things from outside, come home, and then society tells them your parent can't discipline you. Your parents shouldn't talk to you that way. And
Right.
yet you talking to your parents like if you had them. And you look at your kid like, okay, hold up, wait a minute. You ain't learned that stuff here. Like, you think you're going to talk to me? Like, you have these things that do go on.
Well, a lot of it comes from, number one, when the child first started that, there are things, if you nip it in the bud right there, you nip it. It's time for you to go to bed. Well, I don't feel like going to bed right now, and so I'm not going. Boom, right there. Come on, I'm taking you to bed. You know what I mean? And then you're going back and forth. But if you're saying, look, you have to get up early or it's just too late and you have to go to bed, you reinforce that. That takes that power away from that child.
The way I believe in reinforcing that is if your child say, hey, I don't want to go to bed and I go to bed when I want to, my way, Sweet Lips way of forcing that is I turn out the lights. Then when all these sparks go flying around, it ain't nothing to do with electricity. And then I turn them back on and then you sleep. I ain't got to worry about it no more. I'll see you in the morning. End of discussion. That's all I'm saying. Now I'm going to keep it real. That's all I'm saying. It had nothing to do with no violence. It's just that I helped them go to sleep. That's all I did. That's all. That's all I did. That's my way of handling that.
Let me read some more comments.
Hey, I'm just
I'm
keeping
just
it
going
real.
here cracking up. She said, if wait, uh Toy said, my mommy said go to bed and I went to bed. Right. We were just done. Like there was no battle there. It's like, hey,
Because
look at here.
that's because she was
It's
sweet.
time to go to
But I
bed.
say it again, there's some kids out there that you gotta help them get to bed.
No.
You gotta help them. You gotta help them. I'm gonna
Right.
keep it real. Sweet Lips gonna keep it real. I got the chillings. If mine's ever said something like that, I'm gonna help you go to sleep. By the time you find out what's going on, it'd be the next day you be waking up to school. You wouldn't even remember what happened the other day. You just know you had a good nap. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Because Sandra said, and let me just go in, and let me just.
I'm just saying.
Okay, look at here. So we're trying to say, see, Sweet Lips is done in the kid department, so we're not going to worry about him putting no one else to sleep. And when they waking up, it's time for school. What I'm
Nope.
trying to say right now is there's another way to do it. Now, wait. Cassandra said, hold on, I'm trying to read back to the they're cutting corners and upset. Okay, I read that one already. Um, Cassandra said, I believe in spirit of rod. Toy said, when kids are young, they do things and it's not corrected, it's overlooked. Right. That's when they start to become out of control. Cassandra said, if I did not, if I did that disrespect, I would have been picking up my teeth off the floor. See, that's that old school way.
Nah, that's that
That's that.
Batman Robin way. That's that bam, boom, smash. I mean that. Nah, oh no, no.
Okay. Cassandra said, I know that's right, Sweet Lips. I agree. Toy said, my mama said go to bed. I went to bed. Marie said, I have my own house rules and I will follow them. Or if you believe that you're grown and come up against me, then it is what it is.
See,
So Toy's
that,
laughing. She said, I'm rolling.
see, that's not the only way. See, I'm talking about you can talk to your kids by discipline with words. Here's the thing.
Right.
I'm good with the words. Now, I'm gonna sit down here. I'm gonna give you all the ins and outs in the conversation. But when you reach a see, first of all, I nip it in the butt when you're small. I don't worry about that. See, when you're small, I don't care. I kick you out your pamper. But I'm just putting it this way. I'm just, I'm, just, yeah, I'm saying I don't worry about that thing when they're babies. I don't worry about these type of things because I don't have that problem. But as they get older, and you start to have loose lips. You know what I mean? I only can take but so much of the speech. And when you dealing with me, I'm the captain of the ship. You know what I mean? Somebody got to walk the plank, and it won't be me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So, guys, this is what we're trying to avoid the Pampers. Look, look, this is what I just truly believe. Sometimes if you allow your kids are going to make mistakes.
Yes. Oh,
I know
definitely.
mine made their mistakes, and I know that somewhere along the line, maybe I could have tightened it up a little bit. But see, I was born in the era where Sweet Lips is talking about, so I just refused to do that. And like, like, take for instance, my son, when he was 2, his bedtime, 2, 3 years old, his bedtime can be 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and that's just the way it was. And I was fine with it because it's like I just could not take that part away. To me, you have to allow your kids to be kids.
I agree with you,
like
sis. I agree with you. I agree with you
and
100%.
you know what I mean? Because sometimes when it like I would say with my daughter, when she finally learned how to clean a room and mop a floor and do the dishes and stuff like that, she was 16. She was 16. And there was not pushback. It was just a matter of if I wanted something done a certain way, then I'm not going to count on you to do it. I'm going to do it myself. So to me, if you give them that leeway to make that mistake and you correct it, a certain way by taking things away. I was good for taking things away. Like, you know what I mean? My harshest discipline is when I took the door off the hinges and I took my son's door off the hinges. Like, if you can't get good grades, like, why do you need privacy? I need to see what it is you're doing. So I just removed the door off the hinges.
See, I agree with you, sis. And I'm saying, look, at 2, 3 years old, all like that's all great. See, I'm talking about, when they get up there to 8, 9, 10. I mean, you
But
focusing
see, I
now
didn't
on
even have that problem at
no,
the
no,
8,
not,
9, and
I
10.
didn't. Well, so I ain't had that problem either. But I'm just saying, my kids started pushing a broom when they was about 7 to 8. Because here's the thing, I did everything, and you know how sweet I clean, I cook, I do it. But see, when you have kids like I had, you know what I mean, and you sit around and I'm teaching them how to clean. I let them know there's no maid here. I'm not. I clean up, fine. But if you're gonna mess up, I'm showing you how to clean up this room because
Right.
that's the discipline that I instilled in my kids. You're gonna learn how to clean this room. You're gonna learn how to do some dishes because there come times when I ain't gonna want to do it, and I tell you, hey, do the dishes. I'm teaching you for long term as you get older and you get you get out there, you do the family, you know how to clean and all that. Because sometimes some kids don't clean when you, as a parent, you doing everything. You don't think there come time you be like, well, I don't feel like cleaning that room again. Can you clean your room? Can you at least pick up the clothes on the floor? They want to act like they can't do that. And you're like, are you kidding me right now?
See,
Come on.
but it still comes down to like with my kids, they knew that I needed all the white shirts here, all the blue shirts here, the jeans down here. You know what I mean? And so, they had to have it. If I let them do it, then it's just, I'm just going to put it in. So, I mean,
Right,
up to
right.
that point when I was just still doing laundry, I did the laundry, ironed out their stuff, and I put it just the way I wanted it to go. Because if I do it my way, then I have no complaints.
But
But
see,
if I want you to do it my way, you're not me. And I think that I did it that way because that was the problem I was having. Like, if you want something done a certain way, you don't need to whip me to get it done. Do it yourself.
here's the thing. I agree. See, when I have my kids clean, I just have them clean to clean. They will never clean the way I do because when they clean, I go behind them and I do it the right way anyway. I just want them to know and to learn when it is too clean. You ain't gonna do. They would never do it the way I do it. And like I said, I always go behind them anyway, and I clean everything spotless. But I let them know you have to understand these are things that you're gonna have to be doing. Period.
Right. But see,
Dishes, cleaning, these are things you're gonna have to be doing.
but yeah, that's true. And like I said, I just did it the opposite because this is what I truly seen through my own eyes and through my own experience. Sometimes when you're raised a certain way and you know that there was trauma there, you try not to repeat that trauma. So you know what I mean? Like, I was not going to say, I want something done a certain way and expect you to do it. Let me just do it. And that was just it. And like I said, it doesn't work for everybody, but it worked for me. Get out of my way. Let me just clean this room. And you should not have no excuses of why you can't get nothing done because you really have nothing to do. And in my mind, in my mindset, I had already said and put it in my mind, when I have my kids, they're going to be the freest things walking. And, I just really never had no problems because, you know what I mean? The freedom and expecting you to do something outside of schoolwork. And that was my whole idea. Like, I don't want you to have an excuse of why, oh, I can't get this done because I had to do this, I had to do it. No, you have nothing to do. You don't cook, you don't clean, you don't do anything. Your only job is to graduate.
Okay, well, let's do it this way. Let's talk about, let's speed it up to now. You got most
Now
kids
these
now
kids are totally different.
that only thing they know is about scratching their behind. They can't cook, they can't clean, they can't
No,
do nothing. Nothing.
no,
And I mean, if you say get a job, plus you got to do your room, they'll practically die. Like, I got to clean my room and plus go to work. Do you know how hard that? Are you kidding me right now? Seriously?
because
So
the
you,
times are different.
yeah, and because also some parents started slacking. They just didn't
Yeah,
teach these
yeah,
kids. They started slacking. They didn't.
yeah.
When you want your kid to be a certain way, they can't because you never taught them that. You never
Right.
taught them that
And
at all.
not having that open dialogue with your children will get you in trouble each and every time. Because let me tell you something, regardless of how much leeway was there, one thing I never lost control of is parenting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like they just ran amok and then ran over me. You know what I mean? Like I
Mhm.
said yesterday, they knew if I'm cussing, and not cussing at you, not calling you bees and all this, but I'm cussing. When I stop, you should be worried.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should be worried.
Well, you
Let's
know
read
what?
some comments. Let's read
Yeah,
some comments.
let's read some comments.
Um,
Okay.
Let me see. Cassandra said, I spanked my youngest daughter when she was 5 months old, and she looked at me like I was stupid, but she never did it again. Okay. Don't.
See?
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. Marie said, talk until you are blue in the face. I ain't got no time to be playing with no doggone kids. There would be a CNI dog barking in codes. What the teacher?
Oh, Lord be, Lord be,
Well,
Lord.
okay. Marie
Oh, man.
said, okay, okay, to a certain extent. Cassandra said, that was unheard of when I was growing up. We had to be in bed by 7:30. Oh, who you telling? Dinner was about 3 or 4 when we was growing up, and about 7:30 we was in bed. Like, let me tell you something. All this eating dinner by 6, that kitchen was clean, shut down, and you better not go in it again, not even for water.
Yep.
Not even for water. So yeah, okay. And she said, I agree. Marie said, not even boil water. Wait, Marie
Mhm.
said, yeah, I both right, but I bust them in the head when
Lordy be.
when you start playing with me and talking back like you pay bills. And that is so old school right there too, because that was the saying right there. Don't be acting like you pay. Oh, you paying bills now? You asking questions? You paying bills? Like, you have to ask the question if you don't understand. Like, like, hey, make the bed now. Like, okay, so why do I have to make the bed now? Because I ask you, or you know what I mean? Like, to me, asking that kind of question, I didn't see it as talking back.
That's
I didn't,
true. It's
I,
not.
I
I mean,
didn't
it's
see it
not.
as
It's
talking
not.
back. Now, if I said make the bed and you said make your own bed or make it for me, then whatever you had going on, them plans are canceled, because you know what I mean? Your mouth got your plans canceled. That is unheard of. Cassandra said to me, this my mother did with me and my sisters. Marie said, everyone gets the rope to hang themselves. She said, I agree. Marie said, in that order, absolutely. I put the dishes in the bed with you. Okay. We said fabulous.
You on a whole different side of the tracks. You like, I ain't with, I don't
There's
understand
a
none of this
big
stuff
difference
here.
between spanking and abuse, and it is. And some parents was abusing their children. Exactly. Marie said, "Yeah, both are right, but I'll bust them in the head when you start playing with me and talking back like you pay bills." Marie said, "I read that one already. Being more of their friends than anything. Talk about it." Cassandra said, "It was no conversation when I was growing up. I just did what I had to do." To my sisters, we could leave. We couldn't leave the room dirty. We couldn't leave the room dirty. Like we couldn't. It better not be a shoe out of order. It better not be no clothes left on the bed. Like all of that was unheard of. And that is the reason why I just allow mine to do it. Like, look at here, it's your room. If you want to keep it like a pigsty, then, eventually a child will know. Eventually, look at here, I left this down here. I know that you want to come in and do it. And because, like I said, if I want it done a certain way, I have to just do it myself.
That's some.
Um,
That's some. Let's just put that some. Some kids learn that, and some kids do not. They just get worse with time.
Right. Exactly. Okay, so let's go on to the next one because, oh, you aren't parenting alone. Not so, my lord, Hannah replied. I am a woman who is deeply troubled. I have not been drinking wine or beer. I was pouring out my soul to the Lord. Do not take your servant for a wicked woman. I have been praying here out of my great anguish and grief. Eli answered, go in peace, and may God of Israel grant you what you have asked of him. She said, may your servant find favor in your eyes. Then she went her way and ate something, and her face was no longer downcast. That's from 1 Samuel 1, verse 15 through 18. Now, parenting is a tough job, and there are days where you will be heartbroken, discouraged, frustrated, and downright mad. You are going to feel like Hannah in 1 Samuel. You're going to feel the chronic ache of parenthood, like you're failing, like you're falling apart, and like you can't do anything right. If you are deeply troubled like Hannah was, take heart in knowing that God listens to the answers to answer your prayer. God listen and remember you in most frustrated and discouraging moments as a parent. When you parent, you don't do so alone. The Holy Spirit has promised to you and helps you lead your children to God. And so there are days that we will feel discouraged. We will feel down. We feel like giving up. We feel like, who child is this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can I take this child and drop it off? How do I push this child back up in me and start all over again? We all have seen those days. But what I'm reading is that if we pray, if we just start praying and waiting, so now we know that, you know, the Father answers our prayers. And I think that if you had your child praying also with you, kids now, the last thing they want to do is pray. So the last thing they don't want to do is get in trouble because it's like, oh my God, and here I go praying again. And some need that.
Yeah.
Marie said, yes, absolutely. We have all been there, said that. Right. You know what I mean? You get to that moment when you're trying to understand, where am I going wrong? Like, what is wrong with this child? But a lot of times we can see that the behavior calls for some doctors to go ahead and examine and get that help. Not look at it like, oh, they're not getting it, they're not getting it, they're not getting it, they're not getting it. And then you, oh, you know what? It's okay. No, if your child cannot comprehend anything and cannot hold their attention to anything, something is definitely wrong. And it's up to you to get your child that help instead of being in denial of that something is wrong with your child. A child that cannot comprehend is a child that really at the end of the day has special needs. And so now we know better. This day and time we know better. So we can't look at something that a child is doing and say that child is being hard-headed. Now we know the different symptoms that, because before, who was going to say, oh, my child has, what do they call it, ADDH or SIDS, or not SIDS, SIDS is something else. My child has a learning disability.
Mhm.
Some kids will have that learning disability. But years ago, we did not put a name on that. We didn't even know what it was. So half the time we going upside their head, we don't even know that when you use the term
That's
unlock the
true.
sense out of you, really it was gone.
That's true.
But now we know better. Marie said, girl, they are going to church way before me. But you know better. You do better, because now when I pray on it, Lord knows, don't push me or yourself in the right to the limit. And Cassandra said, what happened to the youngest daughter when she was little? I knew something was wrong. Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of times now, and it could be something that's genetic, and still no one has ever told us the name of it. And back then, everything was swept under the rug. Like it was like something your parent was not going to discuss with you.
Mhm.
But now there are resources, and you know what? This one acting strange. Now, before I take it to this here next level, let me go get you tested so I would know to ease off for you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Now we know. So aim for holy character, not just good behavior. Let's see what this says. Not everyone who say to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons, and in your name perform many miracles? Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers. Matthew 7, verse 21 through 23. Now, there will be times when you feel like you are dealing with your child's actions and behaviors, disobedience, disrespect, lying, and stealing, everything we covered in the beginning. But when you are experiencing negative behavior, there's a lot more under the surface, what we're just saying. What is happening in your child's heart? The same can be said for their positive behavior. Just because they are super kind of thoughtful doesn't mean they are being shaped into someone like Jesus. The easy temptation of parenthood is to work on behavior modification. We punish bad behavior and reward good behavior. But raising kids to love God, read the Bible, and be more like Jesus is about developing their character. Their character, actions, and behaviors aren't the same as truly knowing Christ. Encourage your children to know Jesus deeply and not just behave well. Marie says some of these, Cassandra says she ended up in special education, but she was never believed. If you see it now, she's going to be a mortician. Right. And Marie says some of these children like to follow the crowd. They do. They do. Now, discipline is about change and not punishment. Start children off on their way they should go. Start children off on the way they should go. And even when they are old, they will not turn from it. Folly is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of discipline will drive it far away. Proverbs 22, verse 6. The rod of discipline will drive it away. Cassandra said, thank God my children was leaders I and I followers, and we also like that too with me and my children and my sister. Now, you will inevitably run up against the need of discipline with your children. Let's get into this, guys. In fact, it is biblically encouraged practice. Do you guys want me to read that again? You will inevitably run up against the need for discipline with your child. In fact, it is biblically encouraged practice. But whenever scripture talks about discipline, it is not in reference to punishment. The Bible encourages us to discipline our children because it shapes them into the right kind of people, not because they deserve punishment. Healthy and biblical discipline helps children understand natural consequences of their actions and promote change. And more than that, discipline acts as the natural guardrails that protect your child from danger and guides them down a road towards Jesus. So again, a lot of times discipline is not meaning that you need to um, physically discipline them. Finding the balance between discipline that is about behavior management and about good character formation can be tricky. But when you discipline your child, remember that you aren't just trying to create a better behaved child, but rather a child that loves Jesus and knows him in their heart. So, again, when we are disciplining our children, we need to find common ground. We need to find a way that does not tear down their self esteem because remember, they're trying to grow. A lot of times, when they're young, they don't know, really, they don't know any better. They don't know, they're still learning. And the truth about it is, they are still learning. And then we as parents are still learning as we go, and we can't parent the first one the way we can't parent the second one the way we parent the first one because they're two different individuals. And
True.
so if every mistake that they make, you're on them, on them, on them, on them, then they would be afraid to make mistakes. They have no voice. They have no voice. And so now they depend on you. And what you're doing the best that you can, but you're doing it the wrong way. And you're teaching them that to get what you want and to get your point across, violence would be the way. And so when they go outside and they run up against someone, they can just say, at you, this foolishness going on now, or you stepped on my shoes. And so I'm going to teach you a lesson by attacking you because this is the lesson that I was taught. If I mess up, wham, there you were. And so I never had the time to make these corrections because I was so afraid of making a mistake that, I was just trapped. And that's what we don't realize is that we are trapping this child, and this child grows up to be an adult, and they're out there doing the same thing that was done to them. And now you're not here in charge. You have people outside, like the police and the judge. And now here they are once again being, I'm not going to say attacked, but being mishandled. How many times someone's going to jail for something and they go, oh no, because when I was young, I was getting beat, my mother wasn't there, my father wasn't there, and then all of a sudden all the horror stories come out because psychologically you have screwed them up. And then, hey, we all know there's only two places you can go. No, really three. Rehabilitation, where you're being rehabilitated, to jail or to the grave. And so we act like, oh, what happened? What they're doing to my kid? No, you did this. And so that's why when it's all said and done, some parents have to take accountability for their child's actions because you are the first teacher. And so that's why I'm saying, like, When you don't know no better, you can't do better because you don't know. And you just know what's been handed down to you. And I know everything what I hated is what I didn't do. And and I just believe leeway is given because you have to allow them to make their mistakes. How are they going to grow? How are they going to navigate through life? Is all they know is to hold your head, duck, 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 duck. And then a lot of them make that mistake of finding someone just like their parents. Marie said, yes, you're right. No one comes with it. No, there's no handbook. Cassandra said, thank God my children were leaders. Yes, you know what I mean? And that's why we're saying, no, we were not the perfect parents. Yes, we have made mistakes along the way. Yes, we have brought some of our uh, generational curses in, but looking back then and looking back now, there's no village. These people today are selfish. It's all about mine, 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 mine. And then they teach their children if yours say something wrong or roll their eyes, then you know what I mean. That mean they disrespecting you. Just craziness, just craziness. And now you have to go upside their head, and I'm gonna stand here and watch. Like I can't tell you how many videos that a parent was standing there watching their child fight someone, and when their child is losing, they jump in. Now, back in the day, in our day, now it was easy for our parents, and we knew, like, hey, if you can't get along with them, stay away from them. But, but if you gonna fight, I tell you what, you better not run back in here and say you lost. That was crazy. That was crazy. You better not say you lost that fight. Or if you're going to fight, you better bring all the other siblings with you. Because all that, this jumping this and jumping that, it was just unheard of.
Yeah.
And after the fight, you both realized it was so stupid. And then y'all became friends again and everybody went on their way. It wasn't nobody trying to put nobody in the grave.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So times are different. And that's what we are saying. Times now are different and we need to do things differently. We need to find ways to encourage our children. And when they have bad behavior, we need to find a better way on how to discipline them. And if they act like they really don't know, do not be afraid to say, you know what, I'm going to have to take you and get you checked out. Because somebody ain't getting it. It's either me or you. But a lot of times, if you have had your own childhood trauma and you have not gotten help, it's some type of counseling. If you have not forgiven anyone that inflicted that on you, your parenting style is always going to be wrong because you're parenting from a place of hurt. And a lot of us take that hurt that we suffered and we just inflict it on our child and make them suffer. But then we sit there and complain and, we kumbaya and talk about, yeah, because I never did like the way I got with. I never did like this and that. If you didn't like it, how are you doing it to your own?
It's true.
So we are here to say, like, we're advocating for the kids, but we're also standing up for the parents and making parents aware that if you have any hidden anger in you that you have not gotten help for, then you do your children no justice. Because we all carry some type of anger. And some of us, we can even say it's hatred. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I went across my news feed and the police had knocked on this said woman's door, and the said woman had her child buried in a garage the whole time and sat there and act like, well, what are you here for? Why are you knocking? She denied it the whole time. How can you live that way? And the sibling seen this here sibling take his own life. Hey, the boy was 10. Why would he have access? 10. And they came to your door like a year and a half later. I had to get the hell out that house.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But Like I said, when it's all said and done, we're just trying to bring awareness and say that from experience, our experiences as parents, and the community we had behind us, the community that we have behind us, that needs to be brought back. It needs to be brought back. There are ways, again, to get a point across. But the whole idea of it is you cannot ignore bad behavior from 1 year old to 5 years old, and then all of a sudden you expect to be making all these corrections when they're 8 or 9 years old. Well, the first 5, 6 years of their life, you laughed at everything they did. They cut somebody out, you laughing. They punch somebody, you laughing. They kick somebody, you laughing. And then you're telling them to go and do this bad behavior, and you was cool with it then, so they became cool with it. Why do you think you need to go upside their head now? Hey, it's the way of the world. Cassandra said these days you can discipline these people's children. They want to exactly. That's what I said. The village is no longer there. We said, okay, yeah, but we already was ready. Cassandra said that is the damn time they wanted. Right. They went off you. Calling on journalist Jesus was very strong. Yes. But hey, it is Sledge here and my little brother Sweet Lips. And again, join in. And we thank you, Cassandra, Marie, and Latoya for
yes, we thank you very much.
Engaging and helping us through and just giving us your feedback. And this is how we come together as a community. And like I said, if there are resources in your areas that and that a parent is going through something, hey, the godly way is to mention something. The earthly way is to duck. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times you come to people and you're just trying to offer some good advice, but sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it, and it will be taken negatively because that parent is not looking for help. They're good where they're at, but they're not good where they're at, because that's when you get that knock on the door and now they're ready to remove your kids from your home. So again, we thank you. If anything that you think that we missed, you want to go over, hey, hop on. This is from Monday through Thursday, starting at 7 o'clock, 7 to about 8:45. We hitting it on the head. But just express your thoughts, because this is how we help one another, by speaking about it and stop sweeping everything under the rug.
And remember, we love y'all for joining us. Love you.
Yes. Do not be embarrassed. And Sweet Lips said, we love you. That's my cue. Hey, we will see you tomorrow at this same bat time on this same bat channel. And we are out of here.